been reaching out to me and commenting, saying that they wish younger people were more prepared, that their eyes were open to what's going on around the world, especially here in the US, and not ignore, what is going on, and take things a little bit more seriously. And I got to thinking about, why is that? Why is it that there's so many young people that are pretty much ignoring what's going on and not taking things seriously? And it's not everyone, by all means. It is not all young people at all. It's quite a bit, though. And I'm hearing this repetitively from a lot of you. And I just started thinking about, again, why is that? What is it that's going on today with, today's youth? And I really think it has to do with a couple things. I think, number one, it has to do with the amount of distraction that there is going on. Distraction is huge in today's world. I mean, from social media being a really main culprit to just media itself and anything else that's going on. And I think that's a really, really big reason. And it's also done intentionally, in my opinion. A lot of it anyways. And I think that's just a huge one. Back when I was growing up, there wasn't as much distraction. And today, I mean, I can't even imagine what it's like growing up right now. And there's just so much going on. It's a whole different environment. And I think that's a really big reason. And another reason that I think it has to do with is the fact of disbelief. I think a lot of younger people don't believe that things that have happened before won't happen again, or they think, oh, that happened, 100 years ago, or once upon a time. I think they think that help will always come, that the government's always there to help with whatever needs that there might be, to come to the rescue. I think they think that a lot of things are conspiracy theories, even though a lot of these theories have been proven to be true, and they're proven to be true all the time. But that's another video, or even another platform to be discussed about. But
Shalom, giving all praise to my Heavenly Father. His name is Yahweh, by Yeshem, Yahweh Shai, by Yeshem, Wakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders that were well. Peace and many salutations to y'all count that's toiling in His truth. Now, I watched this video of his sister. Her page is a homestead journey, and she was going into why she thought that, why she felt that young people aren't paying attention to what's going on, and she's correct about the distractions that are around, basically, social media and things of nature. I'm not too old, but I'm not young. I'm old enough to know I'm getting old. You know what I'm saying? So, growing up, there was no social media. The internet was a luxury. It wasn't readily available. It wasn't cool to talk. Well, we had people doing that. Was it AOL, and all that, talking to different people on the internet and stuff like that. But it was that, social media was in its inception. It wasn't cool to, to meet someone online and, begin to talk to them and interact with them. That became the norm now. So, people are engulfed in other people's lives via social media. People are just, entrenched with the internet, and, also Esau Edom, and with his propaganda machine, has done a good job at dispelling, truth by, labeling it conspiracy theories, a conspiracy theory, which has a negative connotation. And ultimately, these people out here, the younger generation, whether it be, Israelites or these heathens, they're not paying attention because the Spirit or the Lord is not dealing with them, man. Um, you know, we're starting to see in Israel, even in Israel, a very perverse spirit, especially, sexually speaking. And, that's in the world. It's a spirit of, do what thy will, and also the spirit of nihilism. I like to bring this word out. Uh, which is nihilism is a philosophical stance that denies the existence of inherent meaning, purpose, or value in the universe or human existence, right? So people are just living a life of meaningless, meaningless. However the heck you say it. They're just living a life of indulgence, and within that indulgence, they're only concerned about fulfilling their desires versus fulfilling, social norms. Like, say, for instance, the whole non-binary movement. You got guys out there that dress like a man and a woman at the same time. You're starting to see that more in this generation. It's a rebellion against social norms. And this upliftment of individualism. You know what I'm saying, which is really, the ways of Esau Edom in the Eastern world. You know, it's about family and forwarding your family, especially when you're dealing with our culture, the Hebrew Israelite culture, right? It's about what's good for the family in your society versus what's good for you. And now it's the exact opposite here, and that's why there's so many labels and so much confusion when it comes to people and also, sexual orientations. Okay, people are living a life of decadence, so they don't see and they don't see the end. And this place here, it uplifts that mindset, man, of basically living in sin. And this is the product of a country living in sin. You know what I'm saying? Nihilism. People think that everything's going to be fine. The government got me. All I got to do is just show up. And do my thing. That mindset is going to have a lot of people. It's going to get a lot of people destroyed, and rightfully so. These people are right for the taking. These people are right for the taking. They're do anything. Majority of people do anything. Uh, only if they could, have sex and eat something. They don't stand up for any fucking thing. So the Most High, is going to take a lot of these people out the way. But this spirit, that spirit that she's speaking about, is spoken in these scriptures, man. Now this is 2 Timothy 3:1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. And this is what we see, in society. When you look at that word, lovers of own selves, goes into basically being selfish. Covetous. People, feel like they deserve certain things that the elite have or the celebrities have. Everybody's a damn celebrity and influencer on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Boasters, bragging. You got guys out there, fit guys out there. They doing dance routines like women. Trying to be cute. Big grown ass man with a beard trying to be cute on the internet, man. There's just one guy who actually makes fun of that whole culture. This guy page here, Olama Omega. This is fair use. This is a paint song. Look at this hoe ass nigga, man. Look at this hoe ass nigga. Bitch ass nigga.
Have you subscribed yet? If not, make sure you...
Yeah, man. That's the average guy. These young guys that they're on the internet trying to be cute. Twerking like a goddamn female, man. And all hell's about to break loose. You see that in Western culture. You ain't gonna see that in the East. Where they, where it's getting serious out there, man. You don't see nobody from Russia, or I haven't seen anybody from Russia doing like, weak shit, man. Trying to be cute. Okay, but that's the mindset of these young men out here, man. Okay, a very weak mindset, bro. Okay, so the boasters, proud, blasphemers, speaking against the Most High and His Son, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. That's right, disobedient parents. You got, you watch the news, and every day almost seemingly there's a kid that done either shot someone or shot his parents. Just disobedient, unholy. You know what I'm saying? Which holy means separate, right? These people aren't separate from the world or separate from the philosophies of this world, man. They're knee deep in it. Okay? Which produce what? Verse 3, without natural affection, truth breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. Right? So there's a opposition that's been forming, but really has been forming in the last few years against this truth. Because one, it pushes masculinity on man, right? In particular, man of the tribes of the true nation of Israel, you so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, right? Because in the world, you only have really three personas that you could be in the world, right? With the street guy, you know what I'm saying, the token black guy, or the Batiman. That's the only three that they allow you. Now within those three, personas, you have, nuances and things of that nature, right? But those three things is what the world allows Jake to be. And anything else is demonized and scrutinized, man. Right? Verse 4, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Most High, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. For such turn away. For of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sins, led away with diverse lusts. So, these guys, these weak guys, are the women, are what women are searching for, man. Right? If you want to get a lot of women, then you better be weak. because telling the truth is not going to get you any, you know, what I'm talking about, right? This truth, puts, us in opposition with the world, man. Okay, put us in opposition of the world. The world looks at us as crazy, and conversely, we look at them crazy. All right, we make ourselves a prey for what we believe in, and it's only going to heighten. It's only going to increase, and this is something that's prophetic. Okay, it speaks about this in 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. 2nd Ezra 15:1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy which I will put in thy mouth, saith Yahweh, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. Right? So what does that word incredulity mean? It means disbelief. So we're not supposed to allow what these people don't believe to stop us from preaching His word and from living His word. More importantly, you could preach all day, but you could be, wicked. All right, we're supposed to be separate from these people, from the world. Okay, from the world. All right, and that's going to cause what? That's going to cause friction. Rightfully so. That's how it's supposed to be. Right? Can two walk together unless they agree? Okay. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the earth, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their works, and the work for works are fulfilled. That's right. So the Most High is going to send judgment on all these people who are playing games, right? And not paying attention to the Lord. And really, the heathen, right, don't have a chance. If you're not of the lineage of so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, right, or, which are layman terms, or I should say, of the 12 tribes of Israel, which the 12 tribes of Israel has been spread around the world, right, by numerous captivities, right, and they're going to look like different nations, right. You have Israelites in Syria, because Israelites were in Syria, right? So they might look so-called Arabic. You're gonna have Israelites that look Hamitic or so-called African, right? But they're in fact Israelites. You're gonna have Israelites out there that look so-called Chinese, right? Or Asian, I should say. But are in fact Israelites, because we've been spread throughout this world, man, by numerous captivities, wars. Okay, so whoever have ears to hear, let them hear, right? But the most people out there, they don't have ears to hear, and they're gonna be taken out the way. Okay, and this is why young people don't care about what's going on in the world. All right, now let's go to 1 Thessalonians 5. Now, 1 Thessalonians 5:1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of Yahweh so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape, right? So when people think everything is all good, they got tickets to the Doja Cat concert. You dig? You know, they're about to go see the Beehive, Beyonce at concert. And you know what? You got cats out there. You got grown ass men that'll go out there by themselves. I mean, one, because they, uh, they into nastyism. If you know what I'm saying. And two, they'll go up there just because they know there's a flock of women that's by themselves, and they'll try to get with the women. You know, all that stuff. So all these things are going on. Jake scheming, plotting, right? Trying to get money, trying to get these females. All these things are going on, and it's about to get very serious out here, man, very quickly. They're saying by the end of the month, people are going to start seeing these price increases. And then people are going to want to pay attention. And it's going to be too little too late for a lot of people, man. Too little too late for a lot of people. That's why you should get this word while the getting is good. You know? Get it while the getting is good. If you have ears to hear. One thing that you could count on, if you don't believe nothing else, believe in fearing Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. He's a true, fearful power. Contrary to what these Christians believe, the Most High controls good and evil, and He could place evil on you if He is not feeling you, right? Which is exact opposite from what these Christians teach. But they think that all you have to do is just say, hey, Jesus, I accept you now, and we're friends, so you're gonna bless my life, and it's not that simple, not that easy. Okay, they paint Yahushua, who the word indicates, Jesus Yahushua, as a joke, as fluffy, as a genie, and that's not the case, man. The Lord is not your genie, and the Lord is not supposed to send peace on the planet Earth. It's gonna be all hell that's breaking loose, right? So if you have ears to hear, you should listen. Okay, verse 3. But when they shall say peace and safety, then shall sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. Ye are all the children of light, and the children of the day. We are not of the night, nor of darkness. All right. So we're not in darkness as this world. We have a golden opportunity to receive salvation. We have a golden opportunity to receive a covering from all the said perils that's to happen. And it's going to happen very soon. Like, again, they're talking about in the next 2 weeks, people are going to start seeing a price increase. Okay. We don't know what's going to happen in these next couple of days. We don't know if it's going to be price gouging going on because of lack of inventory. Panic buying. Lockdowns because of looting. We don't know. Things can get serious very quickly. So we're at an advantage versus these people in the world. They look at us and say, "Oh, this is another conspiracy theories. These guys are crazy, right?" And they're go along with their day, and after a while, when these things hit, they're gonna be surprised and they're gonna be right for the taking, right? Esau Edom's gonna be able to persuade them to take and do anything that he wants them to do. Okay, because he already has their mind psychologically speaking. Conversely, we have Yahweh Shalom on mind. So we are in advantage state. You just have to believe that, especially, before all hell break loose. All right. So this is why, again, going back to the main topic, the reason why people, the younger generation, is not paying attention is because they don't have the spirit of Yahweh Shah, man. Right? This is true power of, let me refine it. The true son, begotten son's name, who the word English calls Jesus. His name is Yahweh Shah. It means he's delivers in the Paleo Hebrew, right? Which is a so-called black man from the tribe of Judah. And he's going to come back to save his people. Before he comes back, though, he let us know via these scriptures that all hell is going to break loose. Okay? And you're going to have faith in order to get over these said perils. Okay? And walk with integrity. All right? So, prayers on the edifying. Shalom.